Hey, what's up?
JCS.
Hi, I'm June.
Champagne.
Shalonda.
JCS stands for joy,
Courage.
Sincerity.
and we're actually the original JCS that was founded in Schenectady, New York in 1997. So today we've come here to just basically introduce ourselves, the founders of JCS Youth Group that is now located in the Bronx, New York. And we'd like to just discuss with you guys the different kind of challenges we have with even standing up for our names and what we stand for. So we're going to start with Shalonda with sincerity. So what are the different challenges you've had as a Christian and as a person in general to be sincere?
Meaning truthful.
Because sincere is looked at as being truthful and honest and always keeping it real. A lot of us, when we become Christianity, like Pastor Mr. Mark talked about, is a lot of people are afraid and embarrassed.
I think it has a lot to do with being basically true to yourself first and foremost. When you're true to yourself, it makes it easier to be truthful around everybody else.
So Shabane, what has been your challenges with dealing with being courageous?
Well, because I think a lot of people get courage confused with as far as like how strong you're supposed to be, as opposed to how strong as people can reasonably actually be. Courage means that I'm going to do something, not because I'm not scared, or nervous or anything about it. It's because I have found a deeper or stronger will inside of me to keep it moving. So regardless of whether or not this is something that might scare me to death, I'm not going to say I'm never scared of anything. It's just that I always find a way or find something stronger inside to come out of me to push me past that.
Amen. And for me, J, it stands for joy. And basically a lot of people assume that because you smile a lot or because you're a Christian that your life is just full of happiness and that you're always happy. So sometimes it's hard to be able to show the way I feel when I'm having different feelings because people are always accepting you to be a certain way.
Let me put my coat on.
People are always expecting that you have a happy persona. So whenever you're not feeling well or, you have an attitude, because we're human, people look and say, oh, well, that's not you. What are you doing? So basically with JCS, we're trying to teach children to have joy in serving the Lord. This is not slavery. This is not something that you're made to do, but this is a choice that you make. And so we want them to serve the Lord with joy. We want them to be courageous and to stand up strong for what they believe in, no matter what happens and who looks at them and who leaves them. And we want them to be true and sincere in their serving. I don't want them to be living double lives and lying because God sees everything. So what kind of advice would you give the youth? Like as far as being a Christian in this in the world that we live in today, like what would be your advice?
I would say to don't be a follower and not to care what others may think about you. And yeah.
I would say to think highly of yourselves because we're always taught to be, lowly, and I understand the idea of being humble. We definitely need to be humble, but we're always told like, oh, don't act like that. You think that you're better than. I don't think there's anything wrong with holding yourself to a certain standard.
Amen.
Keep yourself at a certain standard, and then you don't have to worry about falling beneath a certain level, because then you'll be like reminded, wait a minute, this is not what I do.
Amen. My advice to the youth is to basically understand that life is not just what you see of it today. And the decision that you make today will affect your future, and that you want to think before you act, and to understand that what you do for Christ is the only thing that lasts. Everything else is secondary. And I want you to put Christ as your priority. Building a relationship with the Lord, I want that to be the priority of your life, because this home that we live in called Earth is just a temporary place for us. This is not a permanent home. So don't get too fixated on life as you see it, but expand. Expand. So last but not least, is there anything that we'd like to discuss with the youth, discuss with people of God, just to let them know anything else?
If I could, I would like to talk to the person who thinks that being a Christian is too hard. Whenever you're trying to do anything that's going to get you from being where you are to where you actually want to be, you got to know that it's going to be some type of challenge. It's going to be a really, really, really big challenge when you're trying to go very, very far. And a lot of young people have big dreams. So just think about your natural dreams. Are you willing to sacrifice for your natural dream? So that you have to be that much more willing to sacrifice for your relationship with Christ.
Amen.
And that's for everything, because nothing comes easy.
Nothing good, nothing worth it is going to be easy.
Yeah.
Amen.
That'll be all.
This is JCS. We love you. We here.
Thank you for tuning in.
We're the JCS.
And we're from the West.
We're the J.